for being here tonight. And my name is Gustavo,
I'm Alejandro Jovis.
and our you know our program is called Smart Parking Solutions, transforming urban city with AI and drones. So basically, what I want to introduce you today is artificial intelligence in parking urgency, where there's so many parking spaces that so many cars need to be able to I apologize. This is the first time, so let me just backtrack a little bit. Let me just click on the next slide so you guys can see the big picture. So parking efficiency, wasting time. Every time you drive around in your car looking for a parking space, your car is wasting it's generating a lot of CO2 gases. So what does this do? It creates also hazards, a lot of cars, maybe accidents and so on. So our idea is use drones with AI to deliver real-time parking availability in the area. So let's say why this matters is because, one, traffic delays, environmental impact, economic consequences. And the big picture is simply a pipeline that can scale logistics, event management. When maybe he comes here and then there's no way to park, we with the drones and AI can detect is where are the parking space so that we can reroute that traffic in real time, so that there is no traffic. Basically, that's the idea. So,
All right. So basically, we started out with this nice, you would say, workflow and pipeline. Basically, from the help of Hextronics, they provided a script for us that we can take live stream or live footage from a drone, and basically that's how we store our data. So basically, we use Gemini, and Gemini would take every few frames, every few seconds, and basically just scan through it, give us back any feedback, any information, store it in a JSON file, and just it would be fed into our machine learning model. For our machine learning model, we kind of more focused on random decision trees, due to the fact that there's a lot of factors that go into parking, like day, holidays, time of day, any events going on, parades and stuff like that. So it's a very simple idea, but it does work for us due to the fact that, like he said, there's a lot of traffic and things, especially in these urban areas like Wynwood, downtown, where people waste a lot of time trying to find parking, and sometimes they can't even get to the good parking because they can't see it. So with the help of Gemini, just retrieving information and making it more readable, and Hextronics, like their drones flying around, giving us like live data and data to store to later manipulate and capitalize on, it just helps us solve that problem as a whole. And here it just gives you like the big pieces of our work. So for the backend, we use Fast API to just pull all the information and give it to the dashboard, which we used Streamlit for. It's all based in Python. For work service, we capture frames, like I said, from the live stream, fallback video, and pushes them to the backend. And it's all about making these urban areas a little bit like less crowded and to have parking efficiency. So so
we're going to show you now the program, and then we're going to go back into the presentation. Okay, sorry. So this is our program. This is the back end. This is where the data is stored and the frames are stored from the video and footage.
Can you drag it onto the other screen?
It's there. Yeah.
Are you doing narrating now?
Yeah, I should be. Let me check.
Share the screen on StreamYard.
So make sure you select entire screen rather than website.
Okay.
Vivian.
Yep.
Share screen.
Screen.
The entire screen. There we go. That one.
We're good?
Good to go?
Perfect. All right. So, but on this end, you guys were able to see it, right? Okay, perfect. All right. So we're going to run this. All right. So this is going to be the back end. I already have it here so that we don't waste time. All right. Now that that's running, we're gonna
Stream it as well.
open Streamlit.
See the dashboard.
All right.
So basically, at the top, we're estimated parking occupancy for the entire area. We're more focusing on the 3-mile radius that Hextronics surveillance, the area they patrol. Usually at the top, it would feed off the live data, which is transmitted here through the live drone feed. The drone isn't flying right now, so it's not really transmitting anything. And we also have the drone operations on the left. It would, tell you if it's streaming, flying, the battery, and even at the bottom, if it was up in the air, it would tell you the coordinates and its location and altitude and stuff like that. So down here, we have the forecast. This is ran by our model. We don't have too much data due to the fact that the videos that they provided, it was not very, how do I say this? It wasn't so much data to, train on. So we had to do the most we could, but this is how it would work. It would tell you basically over time the how many parking spaces would be taken up throughout the week, and down here with the use of Gemini, it would just tell you the best summary possible and short, and very straightforward. Sorry, and yeah, that's pretty much it for like the front end.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, round of applause, everybody. Woo! All right, so we got any Q&As? I mean, at this point, we got...
Yeah, the mics are dead.
So I have 3 questions.
Yeah.
Firstly, you guys are using drones. So instead of drones, can we use satellites to check the live, live upper view of parking or something like that? And if satellite doesn't work, do you think do you guys use any kind of get access to the cameras of different buildings that can let you identify a parking is available or not? Because drone's lifespan is only 15 minutes.
Yeah. Right, for sure.
So that's why these are some suggestions.
Oh, sorry, you can finish it.
Okay.
So the cool thing about Hextronics and what they do is that the drone has a station. So depending on where the station is, and it recharges very quickly and it deploys almost immediately. So that just does a continuous scan around and then goes back into the station, swap his battery, goes back up, and then so what the program does itself, it analyzes while it's in flight in real time, and also in videos. So the video that it captures, even if the drone is not live in that moment because it's charging, there's still video footage that the program analyzes, because it's split into 2: the live stream and video analyzation.
Existing data.
Correct.
So the whole point of the drones was the fact that we wanted to use Hextronics technology. They provided a nice script for us, so we wanted to just go on with that. You are right, there is other ways to go about it, like camera, satellites, to show us projections of what is on the ground, but we wanted to see how we can push this further with something that's more mobile, something that moves around more, especially that they have these stations. They're located across the world, so these drones pop in and out. It's like, a pit stop at F1, boom, boom, they're out. And they cover a certain amount of area. So we wanted to see what we could do with that too. But yes, we could. There are other means of getting the information as well. But yeah.
The last question that I have is, can you locally use OpenCV model instead of Gemini, using it remotely, you think, for this
Yeah.
purpose?
So basically, yes, we could. I think we kind of went through. It was a decision, like a tough decision, to just use completely Gemini or OpenCV. But basically, I think for right now, for this demo and to go on forward, we did have a little bit of OpenCV. So basically, it just scans every few frames. It just grabs information, whatever it sees, and puts it in a readable file, and then our model is trained off of that and stuff. So it's not just like Gemini just spitting out what it sees. It's kind of like organizing it. So then, and like he was saying, the live stream, it's split into two. It gives you current data and also feeds back into previous stacking data. So it can just keep, forecasting throughout time, even if the drone isn't up. Yes. Oh,
Couple of questions. One is, have you figured out who's going to buy your?
well,
Let me just answer the question as well, and you can maybe answer the question. Another one is like, what makes your solution unique? Like, how is it different from other solutions which might be available? Like, we all go to parking garages and there are sensing technologies.
mhm.
Do something similar, like how's your solution different?
So one of the challenges that we were looking at is what to focus on. So, for example, we can give you my experience when I came to this building for the first time on Friday. I came here, I looked at the parking, and it was $50 for 24 hours. I looked at that, I was like, I don't want to pay $50 if I'm going to stay here the whole day. So I backtracked, went around. So I was like, okay. We brainstormed together, and we were like, with Hextronics, what exactly, where do I go? Because I've been going around here for a while. What the program helps to do, or is the idea of it, is it gives you all the parking locations. So the drone has telemetry and GPS. So those were given to us on the script. That data is used, and that can be programmed to know where exactly the parking spaces are, so that the drone goes there and then analyzes the data in real time, and then goes to the other parking space and keeps updating that data, so that it tells you, okay, this parking space costs this much, and these are the times, and this space costs this much. This has more available space, but this one has it's full, so but it's cheaper. So depending on the algorithm of in that moment, the drone can give you the best decision of where to go, based off of the price and location. So if it's closer to you and there's free parking space and it's cheaper, then you would get redirected to that spot. So that's the idea behind it.
Another thing I wanted to add on to is just, it's not about like what we're doing here. It's also the data we're collecting. So it's also in benefit towards Hextronics. You were asking me who's might buy this type of technology. Well, it's like kind of like working with them as well, because not only are they have this great company revolving around drones and capturing live footage, using their drones for response, like 911 calls and stuff like that, any debris in the roads, for example. But they also get to collect data and be able to sell this data to other people that may need this data. Maybe they might not specialize in the software that we're kind of building right now, but it's just a starting idea of collecting data and them capitalizing on that, because this can lead to so many ideas, not only parking, but I was also speaking to them about maybe sending drones out to receive specs and estimates of like certain areas under construction, future parking lots, real estate, can you come fly over the drone over my house to take some nice pictures that we can't see from the ground, and know that they store that data as well, and they can, like I said, move on with that.
All right,
For sure.
perfect. Let me see. Electronics.
Yeah,
You got any questions real quick?
yeah, how do you show the value that this brings to a city? So how can you put some metric that you can track that will show
So
value?
the metrics is the amount of people. So I'm gonna use downtown and like Linwood as an example. It's a very lively area. There's always something going around, especially the weekends. And what I, from personal experience, when I go and like, let's say I want to have some, like go to a bar with my friends and we're trying to find parking, usually some of the things that we find and some of the parking spaces we find, yeah, we find parking, but it may be too far or too close and too expensive or cheap, but 3 miles away. So we're trying to figure out a way to kind of have a certain, like a software to calculate if it's worth, depending on where you're trying to, what you're trying to do in the area. So it just it's a step above of just, you know, what we have today. Like, oh, where's the nearest parking? Okay, but what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do tonight? You want it to be close and expensive or far and cheap? So that's the type of value that we want to like start coming up with.
To add to that as well, the moment that the drones have the mesh technology where they communicate with each other, that would be a game changer, because at that moment they would share information. We're like, okay, sometimes you want to go to Wynwood, but sometimes you want to go to downtown, so your friends are mixed. But what if it tells you, hey, there's a lot of parking space over here, less traffic. You know what? I don't want to mess with this area. Let's go over there. And then boom, you go over there in that area, and that's a very good way also to avoid traffic in one certain area and then split out.
Okay, perfect. So, ready for the questions? Just okay? All right, everyone, round of applause. I'm sure there's more questions, but remember they're pretty easy. So that way, after the whole event is over, you can fill those questions after. So we are on a time crunch because we have time for all the rest of the presentation. So when you hear the questions, there's no time. After everything, you'll be able to feel ready answer all the questions. All right. So let me see. Okay. Another one. What do you call a American team? American team. Close. A U.S. There it is. I mean, hey. Exactly. So the next group to come up is traffic system. So let's see if that group can come. Oh, it's right there. So this is with.
Plugging right now?
Comes up.
Do I need the adapter? Or? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's a adapter over there.
Yes, sir.
Right here.
So just connect that. Oh.
Can I have responder come up, please? Respond.
I'll stop mentioning the microphone.
What's your computer?
Restart the screen share.
Yeah. Brian, restart the screen share, please.
So that's what we'll see. USB-C is always a pain because
yeah, exactly. He can focus into one. And it's supposed to be screen sharing.
just press
Testing.
You can test it real quick. When you're using it, you speak. In other words, no one picks it up from you. Go from the top. Speak
All right.
like this.
Can I start?
Hello, my name's Elijah. I'm an electrical engineering student, so I analyze systems, break them down, and provide solutions. So I took on the challenge of smart infrastructure. So automatically I thought of traffic. The bane of existence, honestly, a city is 25% city, and 80% traffic. So some of the solutions out there were kind of like smart cars and Teslas, just kind of take away the power of the person and automate things. But I don't think that takes good enough use of the data. You see, humans are predictable, right? And if they're predictable, there's solutions. So I kind of moved away from that and thought about a funnel system. I took inspiration from conveyor belts, assembly lines, and kind of the whole production process from that. And I kind of created a road system where it, takes traffic patterns, predicts people, and then funnels them. And hopefully there's no traffic jams at all. I kind of made a video, and I guess I'll just present that. Also, I really tried to break down my idea into its most basic components. And I really just want to give you guys an idea, and then it can flourish from there. And I just coded the bare bones into HTML. Doing track 1, and I decided to do a traffic system. The main idea of it is that there's 2 roads that are slightly offset, and you could enter perpendicular onto this funnel system, right? So this entire system is made to sort and funnel cars. So track 1 is the main road, and track 2 will open when there's, say, 4 or more cars in track 1, basically meaning that track 1 is jammed. And at that point, there will be connectors that will open up that will allow you, there will probably be a sign or LEDs that says track 2 is open. And they're kind of drawn in triangular ways where the hypotenuse is the way to get to road 2. So then all of these 2 roads will be monitored in real time so that there will never be jams. They'll send cars to road 2 if road 1 is jammed, and then theoretically road 2 should never be jammed. If it senses that there may be a jam at the intersection point that would cause backflow, road 3 will open. Road 3 is for government vehicles like school buses and emergency vehicles, but road 3 will open if it senses via GPS tracking and predictive models that if there might be a jam at the intersection point or at this intersection point, then before it happens, it will funnel some of these cars through road 3. But usually it will have a sign that says buses only or trucks only, and this is mainly to funnel transportation and goods. And then road 4 serves as a toll. Anybody who pays can go through road 4. So if you don't want to go through these roads and you want to maybe get a quicker way, you could simply pay for route 4. And then this entire system is parallel to trains, so there's no need to stop at trains. It will be moving this way. If, say, Miami was here and Broward was here, you would be able to move this way. And it reduces the amount of traffic lights because the only lights needed would be at the onboarding and the offloading area. And then here is a system of coming southbound. This would be a northbound system, and this would be a southbound system. And they connect at the roads 2, and then, northbound road 2 and southbound road 2. And theoretically, there would be more connections there, and then you could also travel this way or merge into north and southbound. So here I coded the most bare bones function. So this would be road 4, the counter. It counts how many cars have gone by, and that would mean that it charges that many cars. This would be like a license plate reader. Here is the function of road 2 and road 1. So if there's, say, more than 4 cars, then road 2 will turn on and direct traffic flow over there. And this third circle represents possible intersections between road 1 and road 2. If there's possible intersections, then it will direct them to road 3, which I have as a blinking state. So this system models road 4, this system models road 1 and road 2, and then this system models road 3. And yeah, that's my project. Yeah, that's all I
All
have.
right, round of applause. Thank you. All righty, any questions? One.
How is it different from Google Maps route suggestions?
Can you mind explaining that so I don't jump to any conclusions?
Sure. So you mentioned that based on GPS traffic, you can direct people to different routes. So Google Maps already have this kind of functionality, like when it detects a traffic jam through a particular route, it tells you, hey, there's a 12-minute slowdown. There's an alternate. Do you want to take the alternate route suggestions? So that's a major question here. How is it different from that? And number two, how do you differentiate between GPS information coming from school buses or other government vehicles compared to other commercial vehicles?
Right, so for the first question, the infrastructure is kind of built in a way where it's already calculated. You know, we have to get data beforehand and build the infrastructure later. It's already calculated in a way to save time. So the second road is offset from the first road. So you actually travel on the first road for a bit. And if there's any jams, then there will be kind of, you take the connector and that should take maybe 5 minutes. And it would be perfectly calculated because of the offset to not cause any jams within the second road. And then if there's any predictable jams within the crossroads, it would divert flow to the third road. So the infrastructure is built in a way where it technically should already be calculated. You don't have to follow, you know, Google thing to take alternative routes. It's not necessarily following the route. It's kind of a whole entire background calculation happening in for the traffic patterns. And then can you repeat your second question for the school bus related to GPS?
Yeah, how do you differentiate from the data perspective that GPS information is coming from different types of vehicles?
So the school buses, trucks would never even be on the two roads. They're automatically kind of taken all the way to the right onto the third road, and that's a road solely for them. You can actually see it here, right? So you would onboard here, and they'd only be on the first road for a couple minutes, and then automatically go into the third road. And then the third road would also open up, so it could say trucks, and then the LED would change to trucks and cars if they sense any jams happening within the first road. But the third road is mainly only for trucks, schools, and you know, the idea was to have it help the government, help the state, help the infrastructure, not so much the private citizens. So that's what the third road is for.
Alrighty, perfect. Do we have any other questions, just in case? Oh, right, I think we're right there now.
So a question that I have is the assumption here that your model is applicable to like future infrastructure building, not so much pre-existing infrastructure? Because one kind of dilemma that I see is, I mean, with the current infrastructure that we have, it wasn't necessarily designed with it entirely in mind, with how like different cities are already plotted out and the amount of traffic that we have. So most of our traffic lockups are kind of a byproduct of businesses opening up in locations or different cities opening up, or there just being a surge of people going from one location to another, like say for example for schools. But with the infrastructure system that you have, though, one thing I'm noticing is there's a lot of theoretical considerations there. I'm just kind of wondering, how could it be feasibly applied, given that if all of this is being calculated ahead of time by nature of the locations of like the different cities and what have you. What say you in the event that we were to create an infrastructure like this, divorced from the fact that it might not be based off of pre-existing infrastructure, it's just new infrastructure being created, that like if something changes, like new jobs open up in a location, and then now that drives up more demand, like how would that handle the kind of changing of demands?
Okay, so I'll kind of address the beginning. One of my inspirations actually was, I think in Chicago, there was a time where they moved the entire block, right, to make new roads. So I kind of envisioned that for the future. I fundamentally reject lines. You know, there's lunch lines, traffic lines, any lines I feel like causes a jam. You know, the most traffic is not necessarily in the city. It's just the part like where you're traveling to the city and there's a huge line. Like that's always the worst thing. So I adopted curves. When changing infrastructure, I think it's a matter of simply shifting a building, because you know there's usually a forward line and then a horizontal line, but you could actually connect several lines by shifting a building or offsetting it and just making it a curve. So that's kind of what I envision the future being like. And then, you know, I'm kind of biased, but I would say even if there is problems in the future, the solution is not adding another lane, you know, not adding another straight lane. So we should at least try seeing how this curved system works.
Alrighty, perfect. Do we have any online questions? Online questions? No? All right.
They're good.
Oh, no, yeah, the thing is that we're in a time. I appreciate it. No, don't worry.
Yeah, I can take questions after and you guys can come see the diagram later.
Yeah. All right, another round of applause. Thank you so much for your time. The third group that's going to be joining us today will be called Smart Miami Reviews. Please round of applause and you please get it out.
This is responder. The next group is Miami.
Oh. Okay, it shows us in the message.
Okay. We have the Miami review.
Got it.
Miami review.
Yeah, next.
Responder. You go first.
I go first?
Yeah. Alright, buddy. Very good, buddy.
You nervous, dude? You see me getting
Yeah, no, you're doing really good.
cool.
I can't wait on you.
Gotta have smart Miami reviews. Okay, perfect. Share screen. Share screen on StreamYard real quick.
Is it SpringYard?
Share screen on StreamYard real quick.
On StreamYard, like, are you sharing it to the website he sent you?
Yeah.
Let me see. Go to the website.
It's on the bottom bar.
Bottom bar. StreamYard.
Okay, so here. Spreadsheet. That spreadsheet. And entire screen. There we go. What's your thing again? What's the name?
A responder.
Responder.
What is this? No. Oh my god. Fooker. What's it? Oh no. Dude, where is this? Responder. There we go. Alright, awesome.
Ready? Okay, may I have everybody's attention, please? So the next project is gonna be called Responder.
Hey everyone, my name is Pablo Valdez, and so for my app idea, in relation to like smart cities, I had an idea called Responder. So this idea is like, my inspiration for it was essentially like, I made the smart decision to drive from Miami, Florida, all the way to Santa Clara, California for an internship in my car. And then when I was driving back, I was awake for like 2 days straight. And then I was driving at night to go to a hotel because I was like, I'm pretty sleepy. I think I should take a nap after like 2 days. And I closed my eyes and then I was like heading off road and then I hit a tree. I'm okay, obviously. But after I got out of my car and I was like assessing the damages, I was like really confused. I was really tired. And yeah, it's just like, it was dark. I didn't know what to do. So it really would have been useful if I had like some kind of app that I could just like pull out and like figure out what should I do in this situation, right? Because this situation doesn't happen often. So my idea was Responder. Ideally, this would be like a mobile app, but I'm more of a web dev guy, so right now it's just on the web. And so how it would work is you essentially, let's say you have the app, right? For now it's on the web, and you might pull it out on your phone. I don't have my phone on me, but you pull it out on your phone and you start recording, right? So you could do this right here. So you might start recording your car, like going around. It doesn't really work on a laptop because it's pointing inwards, but you'd have like an outer camera going around your car, and then you record that. It gets saved, it's run. Optionally, you could upload a video. Let's say I recorded that. Let's say this was my crash, right? Minor fender bender, right? So let's say I was in that crash and I popped the tire. So maybe you could type what happened as well. Like you just need a video, but you could also add additional like text, right, to describe what happened, right? Maybe like your damages. So we're lazy, so let's just use voice, right? So we're using Gemini's speech to text for this. So I just got in a minor fender bender. I popped the tire. Could you recommend some nearby repair shops? And so that should be sent to my backend and transcribe what's happening. There we go. So we get the response from Gemini, from speech to text, and we could use this to analyze the video, right? So we're using the Cloud Vision API from Gemini to essentially like analyze this video and like detect what kind of damages are occurring, right? So it might look at this video and see like, okay, how many cars were involved in the accident, right? To like determine how should we proceed forward. So maybe your car, like the video, I mean, Gemini might just detect like your car has really minor damages, like a popped tire or something, or like a body damage. Then it might just recommend like repair shops nearby and like some steps to resolve the issue. Maybe like, should you call your insurance or not? Stuff like that. If it's maybe a multiple person collision like this, it might say like some steps to like maintain your health, right? So like don't make any like rapid moves. Maybe you might have like internal body damage, or like obviously call 911, recommend hospitals, stuff like that. And as well, we could just run this. So with this, right, it should just like recommend some shops and like the locations. So like in this example, right, it might analyze the severity of the accident. Yeah, it's medium priority. It's not that bad. Yeah, minor. It's not that severe. So we're like prompting it in like such a way it detects all these things, right? And then we're displaying it in a really nice formatted way. And it might give you like some immediate actions, right? So like pull over to safety, assess the tire damage if it's flat, right? Because obviously like that footage, it didn't show that much. It's just kind of going based off of like the text. But if you had like, good footage where you're going around your car, it'd be a lot better. It's giving you some general advice as well, like for minor damage, filing police report. And, okay, so this isn't working at the moment, but one of the things that the Gemini API would return is like for the nearby locations, it would return like Google Maps data such that it would show you the actual like maps on the front end, right? But you could also just see nearby shops and stuff, right? And also like phone numbers, how to contact. It would show like prices, how close it is, and it'd give you some additional tips. And so for this, right, you might be wondering, how does this make me money? And so how it would is, like I said, right, it'd be like on some sort of app. So maybe what would work, right, is like you just gather all that data and stuff, and you might sell it, or you might put like a bunch of ads. And also one good thing is like you might wonder like, how does this relate to smart cities? Let's say it tracks like where these incidents occur, right? And so where these incidents occur, based on that, someone like from a city, right, could determine, maybe this road isn't that safe if like 100 people crashed here. And so they might make some redesigns in the architecture and style of it. And so that's the main idea. And also you could continue to chat here for this discussion, and also have some more recommendations. And that's the main gist of it.
Incredible. Question number one.
Have you considered
possibly integrating this with like an insurance app like Progress for Gecko?
Oh, okay. That would be
So that let's say you get into that car accident, you of course file a claim on your insurance, but they're like, well, we can't give you your money or anything until the insurance claim officer comes and checks it out. You basically replace the insurance claim officer by just taking a video of it. The AI goes, oh my goodness, your car is totaled, it's completely messed up. We're gonna give you your full whatever refund or claim or whatever it is. Have you thought of like how would that work? I guess in your opinion to be sent out to those companies.
That would be like great additional things to add. One of the things I actually thought about as well was like maybe another way this can make money is like some companies would like pay like, hey, instead of like just giving all the like let's say tire shops or insurance places near you, just give them ours so we get more customers. So I think that's actually like a really good thing to add. As far as like actual insurance, I'm not that familiar on how that would work. I'm guessing you just reach out to the companies though.
Nice. Question 2.
I can talk about that. So from a real-time perspective, with the given scenario, if you were in a real minor fender bender, you would take pictures, exchange insurance information, then Zoom, and then you'll talk to your insurance agent or probably present your video to them as an evidence. And given that you're saying that we can use it from a mobile app and start looking for some shops, body shops to fix this, like how many people would do that, staying at the location for minor fender benders and going to this kind of yellow page information? But if it just were really serious crash situations, you wouldn't be even taking phone to do this kind of operations, but we only calling 911 and sitting aside.
Yeah, so that's a great argument. And actually, if it did detect it was like a really severe, then yeah, that would be like the number one advice. Hey, just call 911. There's not much you could do there. So it's mainly for like more minor things, I'd assume. And what was the other thing you said?
The serious crash scenario.
Yeah, serious crash.
And if it is a minor fender bender.
Yeah, so like, why would anyone like bother with that, right? So you'd bother with it because it's much easier just like go on an app, take a video, and then like figure out what to do from there instead of like researching. So like, what would I normally do, right? So maybe you could like go in like a bot or search online, like what do I do in this situation? Or you could just like go to this and then like in a click, you get like all the information you might need all in one place and really want it.
All right, perfect. And I think we have a question from the online stream.
All right, question. If you need a towing company, does it compare between different options?
Yeah, so one of the things it does right here, right? I wouldn't say it like directly compares, but it does say like, for example, like the price, how close they are. So I feel like you could also use that to kind of compare yourself. And ideally, if I had more time, it would return like more quality information to help you make a more informed decision.
All righty, perfect. Thank you so much. Everyone, round of applause.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, the next group that's gonna come up here will be called Smart Miami Reviews. And now for the next group after that one, Metropolo, can you please come over to my left side or to the fiber table?
Smart Miami review.
So my solution is came from myself and also talking with people.
Restoring the
So
trust
when
in the restaurant ratings.
before prior that most of
Most of us, I think, like
we
we go to Google Maps and we check the reviews to see it's like a good place to go eat or how it's gonna be like the previous experience for people. So my point is not check just the stars because
pretty much like
when
you don't
you
care about giving because you don't take the time to see. But with the
receive a survey, you give
something bad or good happen in the place, you take the time to put it and
pretty much like
I have a
you don't care about giving.
Don't get the same issue that you. So the system that I used it was a Gemini API to get the data from Google Maps.
So the system that I
Also,
used
I used
was
analyzes in three main categories. That's
Gemini API,
identity, and customer service.
Also, I use Gemini to analyze it in three main categories. That's is because we give you a better understanding what people really think about the restaurant, not just the stars that you're gonna see. First of all, in the when you go to Google Maps, the first thing that you see is the stars. So that one you get a better understanding.
Also, why is
what really people think about it.
For tourists,
Also, why
what they have in some
it's
areas
important for the city.
restaurants. Also, you can
because you're gonna get to for tourists
understand the true sentiments over the simple like 4 stars. So you
4 stars. So you transform in a complex idea of reading all of the reviews and get your or solution to just see a better understanding of that.
So this is the architecture that I use it. So first of all, I get the data to API. Then I use an NLP preprocessing.
This is the architecture that I use it. So first of all, I get the data to API. Then I use an NLP preprocessing using the library NLTK. Then I use the Gemini AI to analyze it. Then I structure the sentimental data.
So related with the future improvement, I would like to implement.
And then I show you like the dashboard with the
the
new rating for the restaurant.
And then you're gonna see the reviews. You're gonna see like AI powered reviews.
So related with the
Also
future
implemented in
improvement, I would like to implement it
and
an
also,
API
like, give the time information to the restaurant to improve in the areas that people really say about it.
like a next.
So now
let's see Dropbox
what
in
people
the
really think about
the Google.
Well, let me go to the
searching.
So I use a video
So
demo
you
because I don't want to
see the review, you're gonna see
and get technical issues. So first,
like AI reviews, also implemented in an application, and also like give it that information to restaurant to improve in the areas that people really say about it. So now let's see.
Yeah,
what
but the demo is just in charge.
Really think
you have like a next computer.
about
I have the rep with, so just.
Well, let me go to the repository. So I want to basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, variance is screenshot. What's the link
What, for the stream?
for stream?
Just play it. I have microphone from here.
No. Oh, so he's gonna demonstrate. Okay.
So as you can see in this smart review, I start like getting the name of the restaurant and then a Dropbox. Why I get a Dropbox? Because some restaurants have similar names. So if you type it and then you get the ID of the restaurant here. And after that, he read the reviews and they give you the summary of the 3 key points that I make it. So for this time, it's just based, they told you how many reviews they do it. Now I just use 5 because they had some restriction for Google API from Google Maps getting the reviews. So I just get more focus in the idea. Alright, thank you so much. Perfect. Thank you.
Question quickly?
Oh.
Question?
Do we have any questions for? Okay. Hey, no, you can go. There you go. That way everyone in the live stream can go.
Yeah. So
Oh,
essentially,
yeah, just wait right here.
How would you integrate this with an already established, I guess, review company like Yelp or even Google reviews, even though apparently they're. Let's just focus on Yelp. Like, how would you integrate this with a company like that's already established?
So when I start doing the workflow, I do like the little diagram, like more visual. So it's gonna be, instead of getting the data from them, I get it from the company that's doing the reviews, and then also like a different tab. Instead of you get the reviews, you're gonna say like, this is the AI powered reviews that gonna summarize what really people say about this restaurant. So like a little tab in like a Dropbox in the main page of the review website.
Thank you. Ready? One more question?
To follow up on that question, there are also on-site physical hardware for surveys. What do you feel is the advantage to using your system as opposed to that?
So you think like implemented in a physical place?
So that already exists. Currently, there are physical ways of taking surveys for locations. This is most popular in art museums, but also I'm sure there are restaurants and other places that use it just as a way of understanding things. So I think your idea is really interesting. So I just want to know because when taking surveys, I think there's a lot of different ways of doing it, and every company chooses different ones. And so what are the advantages to using software as opposed to physical hardware for surveys?
So I think it's better because you can open, as you mentioned, the range of doing like one use formal survey. So you can allow people to check about the restaurant in different ways. Because I'm really now focused in just getting data from one source. But imagine like you get sources from all of the different places that talk about the restaurant, and you can, since you implemented AI and the large language model, you can understand more stuff and just do it in a following way. Because when, let's say like Microsoft Forms or something like that, you ask a direct question to the person, and the person just say like 1 to 10, they give you, every rate. But in this one, they allow you to speak about it, and as the owner of the restaurant, I don't have to read your reviews. I just want to see like an overview of what is the issue in the restaurant, and then if I want to improve it, I can go let's not say every data, but I can go through every point that they tell is bad and try to improve it. So there is a 2 point, the end user and also the owner of the restaurant.
Ready? Thank you. Round of applause. If there's any further questions, do I still have Hoverfly come over to the table for a G5 real quick?
That's it. Cool. Hi, I'm Luciano Scarpesi. Our project is Metropolo. We are building the human coordination for layers for smart cities. Each year, billions are lost in wasted fuel and traffic jams. Our proprietary AI, trained on satellite and mobile data, optimizes human movement in real time, creating smarter and safer, more efficient smart cities for the future.
Yeah, like Luciano said, we're gonna build an API platform that can integrate all the solutions related with uh, real-time coordination, so we can solve all the different issues like traffic jam, also emergency, so we can move the city faster and try to connect all the data with the new platform that we're gonna integrate, so we can provide this information to the big, like the company that manage the city, so the citizenship can live in the city that can help them to move around, for instance, Miami, New York, or Los Angeles. So this is a big project. Obviously, we are seeing like how can we integrate more platform into the tool, so we can provide information to the people that manage the city. For instance, I don't know, the downtown or whatever, Coral Gables, in this case of Miami. So yeah, we're gonna present now the demo. So Matthew, I pass you the voice.
How's everybody doing? Just to provide a bit more context, you guys probably understand that human coordination and movement has not been optimized. It has not been redone in thousands of years, kind of like currency, which is why crypto is so big. And so what we're doing is we're creating the human coordination layer to essentially enable better flow and optimization of how humans interact, how we move, and just how we build cities in general. So this application is meant to do it at the lowest level. So even city officials who are older, not tech averse, or are tech averse, can enter into the platform and honestly start making changes today on how we coordinate. To kind of show you guys how a simple request would be done, we were really big fans of the line in Saudi Arabia, and we thought they're honestly at the cutting edge of human coordination and how cities will be built. So we wanted to make it super simple. Simply hit request access on our application, and this would take you, yes, to our easy form here. Within 24 hours, our team will reach out. We'll basically vet what the city is, what the initiative, and how we can help. And then you'll have access to the platform once you've been confirmed, of course. A little bit about us. We are the AI that transforms cities. So a couple of the capabilities, we have intelligent analysis, rapid deployment, and global integration. As mentioned by Hector, this is an open platform. And the big solution, as mentioned, is the human coordination layer, which is a data repository, essentially real-time data from satellites, mobile devices where the actual users and citizens would put their information, as well as the drones, so we can also capture like actual footage. So we have a try method of getting like data input. And just to give you guys like a quick 50,000 foot level view of the app, we'd hit connect, and essentially this would take you into our proprietary artificial intelligence, which is trained on all the data that we talked about. So just for an example, I want to show you guys how easy it would be to pull some data and make an inference. And I want to show Luciano kind of executing that here for you. If you can't see, he's looking up how to track human footprint here in Brickle. And this is just based on some small insights that we have, so it's not fully optimized, but we're getting better data, of course. And so it's asking in here, what specific coordination would you like to explore? Let's say, I think, foot traffic.
Traffic data management.
Okay. Just like your typical LLM, it's going to think, and now it's providing some current traffic insights between peak hours. It lets us know when congestion is taking place, rush hours, and then some alternative routes for now. As we continue to optimize, this will be a lot more curtailed and personalized to your particular city and county, of course. Any questions?
All right, thank you so much. Any questions so far?
We did it.
No questions? All right, we got one. Give me a second, so everyone can hear me through the live stream.
Let's see what he has.
Do you have an example of exactly who will use this and what features would you have?
Right. I think it depends on the user, but like just thinking about the city of Miami, we could say, for example, like South Beach has its own jurisdiction, right? So they manage like the beach side. I would say Miami-Dade would be like another separate user of this particular platform. It could also get a bit more granular to like, let's say academia, to like, hey, we want to have like a more specialized campus type approach to the University of Miami, then we could do a more granular subset. But really anything B2B, government, private, not yet to the citizen like individual level, but perhaps, you know, if we can work something out, then maybe we could do a B2C solution as well.
what's the source of your data and how you're training this model, and why does this have to be a separate app? Why not be an MCP server kind of a thing to do this? And how do you get returns on your investment?
Yeah, that's a great question. So right now we're only in mock mode, but in real life, MBC is a good idea. It would be way more efficient to use that than just like calling like an API, be like OpenAI or Gemini, and getting the result. So that way that the agent, it can get more tailored to what the specific user asks.
I guess to the second part, we're also not opposed to having this involved in like MCP servers or other outlets. I'm sure some of your favorite models are available today on like ChatGPT. So if you're a subscriber, we'll definitely make it so you can API and pull our LLM right into like something that you're already using today. And what was the last question about investments? I think I missed that.
How do you get money out of this?
Right. So the idea is that if we work with governments, the city of Miami, and we're optimizing and changing the way that people move, then we'll be involved in like some of the infrastructure architectural changes that are happening. So let's say we're like, hey, over here we've analyzed that 1 million people walk every day. It'd probably make more sense to put a bridge here. Then we would work with those who are making those capabilities. And so we'd work with like the construction, the government, kind of every part of the way to help make those changes, and then realize a profit from like the final output.
And one question what's the data source and how are you training this?
Oh, did I show you 3 data sources?
So we're gonna use satellites, drones. Also, there's a lot of information that we can pick it up from schools, so we can feed in the system, so we can start providing this kind of solutions for the city. But like Matthew mentioned, so the idea is building a machine learning that we can provide like a software to this. I don't know how the city for instance, we were trying to also include a business case here, how we can help the people that have kids and they want to pick it up the kids from the school. So how can we facilitate that with this tool? So for instance, how can we implement in our system, communicate parents with kids with the school, so we can help to avoid traffic when they pick up the school? Because for instance, the parents they used to go to the school and take like 30 minutes to pick it up their kids. So that's one of the ideas that also we are trying to implement here one by one. But the idea basically is getting bigger, getting more adapters of the big people that manage the city, so they can pay for the service of this tool. So obviously that's the goal. I don't know if that answered the question about monetizing and also the data that we're gonna feed in. I don't know.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, in that case,
All
right, thank you. I mean, we do have one more question.
Okay.
So let me put that real quick.
I need to do this.
Question from chat here. Very interesting. In the future, based on past human foot traffic data, do y'all intend to influence future city planning?
Absolutely, that's a great question. As mentioned, we really do love the line, so we'd love to be involved as cities are rethinking smart city approaches. How can we make it so that when you're coming off of South Beach, there's not a common block every single day as you're entering Brickell? How can we clear up the streets and make it so that people want to move differently? And that starts by understanding how humans move today and taking that data and applying it.
Incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh. Can I have 20? Can I have 20? Come over to the G5 table, please, for the next group. Now, introducing the next group.
Hoverfly?
Hoverfly. All right, let's do it.
You can go wherever you
gotta
like.
go over here.
Go ahead, I'll stand here.
I'll stand here.
I'll sit here to do the slides, and then you can
Switch with the website. Here you go.
You guys come
You gotta
in.
get out of this.
Oh, the
Yeah.
yeah.
What? Careful.
want to be behind the computer.
You can do it. I'll just go like that.
Actually, swap him.
Absolutely.
Let him stand there so he can get onto the website.
And stop it.
Stop it. Stop the share.
Yeah. Do it again.
Okay, present.
No, you make entire screen, and then you're gonna go down there where it says the share audio. There we go.
Okay. Thank you.
You guys want PDAs.
Also, wait, why is it so screen?
Alrighty, everyone, give another round of applause for Hoverfly and Black Person.
Hello, everybody. Yes, so we are Hoverfly, a modern agriculture. Next slide. We are named after a common pollinator known as hoverflies. They're a fly, true fly, but they biomimic as bees and wasps. So predators don't hunt them because no one wants to mess with your wasp. But they are true flies. They do pollinate. They are in agriculture, and we use them as pollinators and also as pest control because some of them eat aphids, which are a common pest.
So we used the Hoverfly as part of our marketing. So it is our logo, it is our name, and it's central to our project because hoverflies are central to agriculture in a way that we intend to be moving forward.
So
this is our team. It's me, Joshua Segarabe, Business Development.
I'm Jude Surin. I'm the full stack software engineer.
I'm Sarah June, the security engineer.
And I'm Megan Mascara. I work as marketing operations.
So who here knows anything about farming in general? Just anything? Anybody? Few people, but the majority of people don't quite understand really how large farming can get. Just to give you some scales, Tropicana, a very popular orange juice company that's produced here in South Florida, it takes over 53,000 acres to produce enough oranges for their demands. Just to give you guys some context on that, because 53,000 acres, what does that look like? That is basically 4 Manhattans put into one space, used solely to grow oranges. And that is actually Alico, which is an ink that basically umbrellas multiple different farmers, big and small, under one usage. They're the largest farmer, single farm in Florida is King Ranch, and they manage single-handedly 40,000 acres of farmland for just oranges. It's really impressive. So it becomes a big question where, there's a problem going on right now, especially in the orange market, where you have such major amounts of acreage and, farming, you don't always have people out there. You don't constantly have people, going across that acreage. And if you do, it costs you money to do that. You have to have large amounts of team going out there, and you're not harvesting oranges all the time. There are seasons for that. So what ends up happening is that those large farms that you aren't maintaining over a period of time, a percentage of those farms could lose entire crop yields. Trees can die completely, and it takes 3 to 4 years to bring those trees back. That's a lot of money that you're losing from that time. So our solution is to farm smarter, not harder. So essentially, what we're pulling out right now is our idea. Hoverfly is essentially we're going to be doing automatic drone surveillance systems. So instead of having people physically out there doing the inspections themselves, what we can do is we can have sort of beehive systems where they release thousands upon thousands of drones out into single locations, and they can go to individual trees that have barcodes attached to them. The drone can scan the barcode, say, hey, this is orange tree number 67 out of however many, and do a quick scan of it. Once it collects that data, it sends it to an officer AI. The AI says, hey, let me look at this data. Let me look at what the tree's doing, determine whether or not it's healthy or unhealthy. Once it determines it's healthy, it logs data, puts it into a database. Once it determines it's unhealthy, it alerts the farmer saying, hey, trees 1 through whatever are unhealthy. You should go out into that plot of field and address that. And the way you address that is by adding
copper sulfate for fungicide, magnesium for adding against climate change, which is a big problem going on right now for Florida farms. It's getting very hot and very dry. And so to go further more into how that works, Jude.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through the website with you guys because here, as you can see, we have the Hoverfly actual website. She's gonna demonstrate it.
So we implemented single sign-on to ensure fast and secure access to our clients. We also implemented input validation to protect our website from web-based attacks such as cross-site scripting.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through with you guys the website. You could either sign up or just log in if you already have an account. In this situation, we're gonna log in. As you guys can see, we have the system login. This is our profile, and basically, as mentioned, when you send out the drone, it's gonna basically like tell you what type of drone it is, the time that it was deployed, and the progress that it made, and the coordinates that it went to. And it lets you know either if it's already reporting on it, if it's been reported, or it needs a report. Beyond that, we also have the crop health coverage, where it essentially tells you the zones. So it literally detects like if there's any issues, it gives you recommendations and the help percentage. Moreover, the threats detected. So in Northfield Sector 4, there's like 2 hours ago, right? It's essentially detected that there's been an issue, and essentially it gives us some actions that we can essentially take and tells you like the level of severity. And then the area is analyzed. So mind you, it's a farmland, so there's like different amounts or like lengths for acres. And it tells you like the AI confidence score. So we're using Gemini to essentially take the images that the drone has provided to essentially check that. And then it also reports the findings and a percentage as well. Now, the most important part that we have here is the maps. Don't worry about this. This is in developer mode. So as you can see here, these are the points that like the farmers can essentially place their waypoints on. And it could essentially take the picture and tell you the location that it's been taken in. So you have the health of it, the status, and there's more than just one point. So this is one red point here in Miami, and there's another one. The cool thing about it is I'm using Maps API and Gemini API, so you can check the pictures as well as the location. So if you want to switch it and get a better context or view to like make it realistic, so like because like we're working with like plants and trees, you can actually like zoom deep in and like see the actual like insights. So this is here. And also we have the weather. So before you deploy your drone, it'll basically let you know whether or not if it's reasonable or safe to essentially deploy it. And then it has down here the analytics where the amount of missions completed within a day, the flight hours, the data collected, which is basically using MongoDB Atlas database, and then the success rate. Beyond that, we also have a Gemini API, which you can have a conversation with about anything that they have relating to this app. So that's my portion, and thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Perfect. Any questions? Going once. Going twice.
Yes.
So.
Yes, you.
I didn't see in the bad. Not bad.
So do you have any demoable thing that showcases how you plan to use training data set and why using LLMs only, why not SLMs, like small language models?
So the reason why I'm not using small language models, maybe because of the scope of the project, or like at least the hackathon we had, it would be good for us to like use an ML model. But given the fact that like we don't have that much time, and like using ML models, usually like to load them up, usually like takes a good amount of time. So like that's why I didn't utilize that.
But for future usage, we do have a partnership with Miami Tropical Botanical Garden, located in Little Haiti, that we can use as a space to experiment and work on prototypes out there. They're more than willing to work with us and to work on this project as a prototype. They're also heavily connected within the South Florida nursery business, the ones in Redlands, institutions like Fairchild and Montgomery Botanical Gardens. So they're a great place to start off a prototype like this if you are interested.
All right, thank you so much. All right, we got one more question. Not yet. Promise.
All right, question from chat. Since your system integrates multiple APIs, that includes map, weather, AI, analytics, how do you mitigate risks of data leaks or unauthorized access?
Sorry, could you repeat your question?
So your system integrates with multiple APIs, things like map, weather, AI, analytics. How do you mitigate risks of data leaks or unauthorized access?
We could start with the principle of least privilege. So we essentially regulate who has access to those systems, and we go from there. And after that, we do not allow other people to get access to those private data. Oh, and as well, what we can do, since we have a database, we are going to implement parameterized queries where we essentially integrate personalized statement where not any statement that you put in the queries can be executed.
On top of that, since like we have a database, it's literally for like every individual's personal profile, right? We have like the database as a whole, but like each and every one individual has their own separate profile with their own data assigned to it.
All right, thank you so much, guys.
Questions? Hold on. You have one question?
Yeah. Instead of, because barcodes add up over time or QR codes, is there any reason why you can't just use the GPS coordinate of the tree to associate the tree's like identity?
So this is we're going to do a two-part for this one, but essentially one of the things that I was considering when it came to that was just the simple fact that you really kind of want to try and make it as foolproof as possible. It does add up over time and everything else, and there are probably more efficient ways to go about this. We had 2 days to come about this. This is what we came up with for the time being. But you know, going out in these giant acreage farms, a lot can go wrong, a lot can change. There's a lot of animals out there. There are their own ecosystems. So having something that's a little bit like analog, a little bit old school, could really go a long way and can really be appreciated by customers saying, hey, this is a little bit more foolproof than something that's a little bit more like GPS or anything else. That being said, R&D can definitely answer that question. But I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, so with that, within the database, we'll basically take that data for each of the trees from the barcode and essentially like categorize them, which will make it better for essentially having that data in one place. And if we need to like do lookups, it'll be more simple for you or you and us to essentially find that, and for the customer as well. So yeah.
Finally, the reason barcodes are so important is because we're trying to ensure that, as Jude just mentioned, we're gathering data and centralizing it. So when let's say that this is implemented and they've been using it for 3 years, you could very quickly scan that barcode, like go to that, like you just walk around this orchard, you land on a tree, you're like, oh, this tree seems to have some issues. You scan the barcode, you realize that a month ago there was an outbreak of some disease, and you can very quickly realize, oh, the disease is back or it came back. And so it's important that like if there's a manual, someone walking through it, someone can see it. And also it's just, again, centralizing of the data.
You can also check for consistency amongst like patterns within the trees as well. And it's, yeah. So if there's something happening with like all the types of trees, you can like see like different patterns amongst them. So yeah.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much. Civic Tasker.
Do you have like an adapter?
Yeah. Isn't it there?
Is it?
No, someone took it.
Oh, this is something?
No,
Is it this in here?
Yeah.
There should be one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You guys got this,
Yeah, I have to set it to present again.
Entire screen and make sure this is enabled.
I don't need audio.
Just in case.
Thank you. Did I not connect it? Listen.
I swear there was another one. That's the only HDMI plugin? Yeah, that's the only one. Oh, there's a video.
Yeah, this is a bad. Hold on. It says I'm sharing the screen. Maybe do audio just in case.
It doesn't give.
No, we magic. Oh yeah.
Recording, yeah. Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're good. Camera function. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alex,
Yeah. And I'm Elliot.
and today we're really excited to show you guys our project and our idea. And so, a smart city, we believe, is really reliant on its interconnected community. And so, our project is focused on this specifically. And we focus on an important aspect of culture of a community, which is language. You know, each city has a different culture, has a different identity. And what we wanted to do was focus on building an app, a translation app that's catered to newcomers and to tourists, that focuses on translating important cultural phrases and important idioms, important slang that's particular to a specific area that a regular translation app may not fully grasp. And our prototype was mainly focused here in Miami. We have a large Cuban population, and us Cubans, we have very distinct phrases that is very difficult to directly translate. And we want to make sure that other people that are coming in can fully understand us and fully connect with us. And so Earlier will show a prototype of this project, and we will dive deep on the future goals and future potential of this project.
Yes, so really quick, since it's a mobile app, I thought it'd be easier to just record a video and show kind of the live process of how it was going. So right here, you can kind of see, you have a picture view right here, and you have two options to either snap and take a picture, or the album button, which goes to your gallery. And in this case right here, showing off the camera. And then here, I picked a picture. This is a little script of a dialogue conversation going on. So then you press the album, it's uploading right there. And then eventually we'll cut here. And I'll show this later better. It goes into, you can see in the terminal here, that it translated, that it grabbed the text and it describes it a bit. So I'm gonna now go to VS Code here, where you can see that it gets the original text, it'll spit it out to you. And then after, it'll give you the translation for the specific slang or colloquial speak. So right now here, for example, it says entero, contextual translation. In this context, it means completely fine or all good. So I want to also dive into how we could expand and improve this project. So one thing that I want to do is, or that we want to do, is create a list of history of everything that you've translated. So a plan would be to have a little memory page. It has listed everything from most recent of all the text you've translated, and then it would click it and you see, like here I say, hacer y cómo va la pincha. And then I have the two slang terms that are marked as slang. It'll be highlighted and it'll allow you to click it. And then down here, it'll give you a little, it has the name and the description of what it is. And then on the bottom, a button that would show you the whole English translation. So one thing that we really want to do with this project is we want to be able to go further than just this. We would like to, for example, do audio, as it's a huge thing, mainly slang and colloquial speech. You'll hear that more when you're talking to people in conversation, especially now when we're getting technology like the new AirPods that can now translate to you while you have them on. We think that this could be a really good feature, as what you'll hear from most people is not the same as textbook English, Spanish, French that you'll find in textbooks, which is what these most translators are based on. And I think that's it. So any questions?
Questions? All right, we got one question in the back.
So, does it work? Yes. How do you plan to map all these lines to put on your
Yeah, so if we want to go further and have more languages, we want to do two things. One is have a GPS tracker to grab your location, and it would pick out what region you are, what country, and it could pick from there what are most needed. So say I'm in France, and it would instantly know, okay, I should be looking more for French and English than I should say, or and Arabic than I should Chinese. And then we're using Google Gemini. We have to train the AI more because what we did is we prompted it in such a way to try to put it like a local, to be able to fully like dive in and understand how people speak in the region. We would have to get a database, I guess, to fully have all of the AI and not make up AI every single time you need to ask it to translate something.
All right. Round of applause. All right. Thank you for your presentation. Just last call for Civic Tasker Lite.
And it would just be a location. It's anyone, because then the house is gonna burn down. So it's just like, oh, call 911, right? You wouldn't really use this for bigger issues. You would use this for something smaller, like potholes, or like let's say there's something kind of niche, like oh, there's a cat stuck in a tree. There's a cat stuck in a tree. Oh man, that's not actual. There's a cat stuck in a tree, right? Submit report. It then sends an email to one of the emails stored in the database,
which is just a made up email that I put. And then it would actually send it, and then you could edit it to put more specific things. And here, a little draft that the AI made. It's just the department, the issue, and then the location. So I actually put in a test, which is just my actual email. So it's just a test, the location is test, and then submit report. You would go here, edit it. You would change this to the issue, the location, and then you would send the email. And then you can see right here my email address. Okay, so you would see right here my email address. It sends email. And there you go. So the idea is, right, this is just a concept. That's why it's just called Civic Tasker Lite. So the idea is if you were to upscale this, then you would have, let's say a big city was using this, they would have a bunch of emails, whatever, for like common issues. Someone would then, be like, oh, like, I don't know, I don't like these potholes. It would type it in, and then the AI would suggest an email to report it to, and then that email would be sent. And companies could use this because let's say a company is like, oh, we like, we're like really big on climate change. We're really big on littering. They could pay us to essentially put their email in that database, and then other people could report it, and then like they would report the issue, and then that's the first email that would pop up. It would be like, oh, you can talk to this, but we also suggest these companies right here because they deal with that type of stuff. And yeah, that's my project.
Woo! Thank you. Question. 1. I'm burning so much calories today.
I just had a quick question because it seems, reporting a kitten or things similar to that are more time-sensitive things. So have you considered something like an alternative for an email? Because it makes sense for potholes where it's a bit longer.
Yeah, actually, I was considering that too. I was kind of like upset that I didn't have enough time with this because I did want to add like phone numbers and stuff based on the issue. But I just kind of like put that, just email so I could have something to like, show. But I did want to, like, if this were to be upscaled, it would be a good idea to have a number and it could be like recommended call right now. And if you're not able to, then you would just send the email so someone would know or just be left alone. It's better than that.
Okay, and then I had one more question, just because, with terms of a pothole, have you considered adding something to quantify how many people have reported it, if it's something that's a problem for one person or if it's for more?
So I have considered that, like, the more people, I guess, report something, I guess the more priority it would be. But again, that would mainly depend on the actual, like, how many people are using it, if the companies actually care, if the city cares. But I feel like that's something that would kind of like become a thing, like if everyone starts using it and stuff, then I guess the more people report an issue, then the city would be like, okay, let's take priority on this. Let's leave this for a little bit later, whatever. And then it also depends on how like obscure the issue is, right? So yeah.
Thank you. You got one question right behind me.
How do you plan to deter spam?
Wait, what'd you say?
How do you plan to prevent spamming?
So I guess you could use some, a basic captcha, but I'm sure a lot of things could bypass that by now. You could do like an account, I guess. You could do, I guess you could do like an account and then you would do a captcha, maybe some sort of like authentication, but that's more like complex stuff.
It's okay. Thank you so much. Can I wait? One question then.
Yeah, can I ask something? So how can someone assign a value to whatever the solution is that needs to go to that problem? So like a pothole, for instance, the damage that could do to every vehicle that goes over it could do thousands, if not tens of thousands of damages.
Yeah, that's a really good question too, actually. So,
at first I was kind of thinking of a more like basic, like, oh, more people, whatever. But it also like it might be like less people go through this road and stuff, so it's not really like viable. So that is something that I would consider more and would like take more time to think about. Maybe I could do like, I'm not sure actually. Maybe I could do like a sort of number that people could call or something, but it would have to be kind of like it would have to be a bigger thing, I guess, for that to actually work out. Like it would have to be everyone actually uses it. It's like, and then as more people use it, the more effective the solution becomes. If that answers your question.
Thank you. All right, can I have the property to come up to the G Fiber table, please? Now.
¿Lo enchufo? Tengo espacio. Ah, olvídalo acá. Olvídalo acá.
Okay.
Yeah, just taking a bit. There you go. Oops.
I'm gonna get out.
There you go. Let me.
Right there?
Here? No?
No. Right here in this little icon, that one.
Yeah.
Click it, share screen. Then you're gonna click entire screen.
Because if not, it doesn't share the audio. It's gonna be.
No,
Yeah, no, it doesn't let me. If it doesn't let me share audio, if I share the entire screen.
That's because some of them it does. Well, you just have to focus on the tab. Oh, it's a video.
Yeah.
Okay, so hello everyone. This is our Smart Cross project. We came with this idea to improve safety when crossing crosswalks. So this is an electrical system that will prevent people from wrongfully crossing a crosswalk. So by using motion detention, we were able to came up with this idea that if someone is crossing the street while the LED is green for the cars, this will transmit a signal to the traffic light and quickly change it to red to avoid this person crossing a green light. So more or less, we are going to show you the video of how the hardware system will work for this application.
Hey guys, so this is our project for the 305 Hackathon.
Oops. Let me see the audio. Pela yo el planeta. Pela yo el planeta. I think I got it.
Yeah.
Connor, because I'm in here fixing the screen. Is it loading?
I reloaded it because it wasn't loading before.
Well, Just a bunch of coincidences, I swear.
How many software engineers does it take? Yeah, sure.
So we are having like technical difficulties showing out the video, so we are going to make a live execution of how this system will work. So as you can see right now, we have two LED lights that simulates the traffic lights seen from the perspectives of a car. So if someone is trying to crossing the street when the light is green, it will automatically change to red. So let's wait a few seconds for the traffic light to change again to green. Okay, so as you can see, if I cross the street, it will completely change the traffic light to red from this preventing the cars to keep coming forward if someone is crossing. So as well, we integrate a sensor that detects if a car is moving forward towards the intersection. So as you can see, if I try to cross the street, it will turn off a signal and will change as well the light to red. This idea is mostly focused as well from the perspective of taking care of, for example, kids trying to cross the street, since they don't have a sense of how to properly behave in a secure manner going around on a street. And as well, we also focus in people with disabilities. This is, we came actually with this idea mainly thinking about blind people. So if someone who is blind wasn't unable to detect or to sense that the light is green, this system will also protect them.
Another thing we wanted to really try to use this for was to collect some kind of data on every intersection. And part of our project was getting the data of how many people cross the street or go past that intersection at any given time or any given period of time. And we could use that data to, that data could be useful to people with real estate businesses, people in marketing firms who want to know, where should I open a business? Where's the most foot traffic in the city? And right now, what we have is kind of a prototype of this sending you kind of an HTTP post of like an adjacent object of how many people cross the street. Or, the crossing the street is passing this ultrasonic sensor in this proof of concept. How many people crossed it in? I think I did it in a span of 5 minutes, 2 minutes, but that could be upscaled. There has to be a layer of security that we have to add if we plan on plugging this into a traffic light or pedestrian lights, obviously. And I think that could be useful, and it could have some sort of value to sell, like I said, to selling that data to marketing firms, real estate firms who want to know where they should do their business. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Questions? I'll be there in 5 minutes.
How do you plan to differentiate between humans and non-humans with this ultrasonic sensor? And number two, being a little bit paranoid about quickly turning to red would cause more accidents than is preventing a fatality. So I know there's pros and cons. So what's your take on it?
Okay, so about the light turning to red right away, the way we did it was this touch sensor that we have here is sort of simulating the presence or absence of a car on the intersection, right? So I think there's some sort of wires on the street that sense if there's a car present at the intersections, like right now, and I think that's integrated into the traffic lights. So the way we're integrating is if there's nothing on the intersection, like if there's no cars in the intersection and somebody is crossing the street, then the light will turn straight to red because there are no cars in the intersection. But if there's, I mean, right now it's on red, so it's gonna take a little bit for me to be able to demo it. But if I'm holding this touch sensor, then we have a yellow LED that you guys can't see, but the yellow LED is, you know, a proof of concept of sending an alert to the pedestrian. Ideally, it would be a sound through a speaker, that type of thing, saying don't cross, don't cross, don't cross, because there are cars at the intersection and the traffic light is green, so it wouldn't just go straight to red all the time. And answering your other question about humans and non-humans, I think this will kind of in our idea will kind of just be sitting there without people really paying any mind to it. That I don't think that's what we want. And I think if you put it at a certain height and maybe at some point change it to not just an ultrasonic sensor but a camera with we implement OpenCV into it, and object detection, and dogs, people, strollers, whatever. Then at that point we could differentiate and even try to bring in even more data analytics, and I don't know, what color shirts are the people wearing when they cross the street, that type of thing.
So one of the points that you said, there's a proof of concept that you'll be collecting data to analyze number of people or the volume of traffic, so that real estate people can analyze on where to want to sit. Have you all considered how to differentiate between local residents versus tourists? Because at any given point, at any location, it's 70% tourists versus residents. And my second question is, how would you counteract this during peak traffic hours, office hours, going and coming? So that's going to be.
Yes. Well, I'm going to answer first the peak hour concept. Let's say we can create an algorithm that analyzes how many cars or how many people are crossing an intersection or center point. And through that algorithm, we could time out what would be a smart solution in terms of timing, changing the light from green to red. In the sense of analyzing the individuals that exactly are crossing the intersection, this could be, let's say, analyzing the city itself. So if there is like a high season in the city, so more people are coming to town, or creating as well, connecting the two questions, we can create a machine learning model that could analyze, okay, this type of person is crossing the street, this is not a person, this is an animal crossing the street, connecting the two answers. So this could be integrated also into a machine learning model. So this could be more effective if we're trying to set the data of people at a certain intersection.
I was also sorry, just piggyback of what he was saying. I was also thinking more than anything about commercial real estate, right? Where, in my mind, when you're a commercial real estate firm, you're not really looking at if people are tourists or residents. If you're, not doing a touristy kind of business, I suppose. Um, and if you're opening a restaurant, opening a little store, opening a bakery, you want to know the most concurred places at any given time, and you can have the data for what time there's the most people. Where at some point, if we add the camera and computer vision to it, we can add if there's a lot of kids passing by, if there's a lot of adults, that type of thing. So I was thinking more in the sense of commercial real estate.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Round of applause, everyone.
All right, perfect. All right, hello everyone. My name is Gabriel Sosa, and today I'm here to present Properly, the property management system. Okay, so here I have two pictures of some things you might find living in Miami, right? I found both of these literally on my way here. First, we see a beautiful structure over here. Pause up, go FIU, right? But most importantly, I want to focus more on this one, right? We see a pipe, it's like really old, it's corroding. But you know what? Well, you and me know that it's going to stay like that. It's probably not going to get fixed. So that's why I wanted to do something about it, which is why I built my app, which is going to be Properly. So again, like I just mentioned, it's about, that fear. It's both for small business owners, for homeowners, as well as city administrators. And I will go into it in a little bit, right? But essentially, yeah, it comes from that anxiety. Like, let's say you are a house owner and you know that one of the big repairs that you may have coming up in like 20 years is going to be your roof, right? So I wanted to give you a system where you can store that. Not also that, I wanted to give you a system where you can start submitting your maintenance requests of something that you may have. You're going to be putting it in a workplace for then contractors can come in, and then they have their own marketplace where they can market the skills. They can find what needs to be done. And then for the city administrators, they can get a big overview of everything that is happening. Maybe they've seen that there is a request that hasn't been answered yet in some commercial property, and then they can help step in and intervene. Okay, so I built this app using three big technologies, right? So I used a MongoDB cluster, right? That's where it's accessing all the records that you input about the properties. It's also accessing the tickets that you're submitting for you to be able to see it as a homeowner or a commercial owner, and then for the contractors to be able to bid on those tickets, right? So that's the MongoDB integration. This is Auth.io. This is for authentication, for keeping the users, and for roles. So all the data that is there, it's very personal. It's your house or it's your business, and so only you are able to access it, or other people that you decide to share it with, right? And then the third technology that I use is Render. It's hosting the server online. So let's go a little bit more into the app itself. Let's do some recommendations. So this is my Render workspace. So this is available anywhere, right? So it gives you this link right here. So it's gonna load. It's gonna welcome you here to Properly, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna log in. We have this user already saved up. Let's go over there. Let's hit continue, right? So you're back in the home. You go to your dashboard, and then you see tickets that you have already created, right? So we have different statuses. You have open, you have in progress, and then you have completed, right? And this is to show that you can upload images as well. If you have the URL, you can paste it right here. Okay, So that is the homeowner view, and then there's also a view for contractors and a view for the overview overall city administrators. Right? Any questions?
Going once, going twice. So.
Alrighty.
All right, thank you so much. Woo! All right, all right. Okay, so we're missing one more, and then it comes the special, which is the GPT. So let's see if we can get a copy of that. Tea time. Percent. Now introducing City GPT. Everyone, round of applause for her.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Francesca Dumari, and my project for this hackathon is called City GPT. So there, a lot of city and government websites are hard to navigate. For example, if you want to pay your water bill, it'll be like a lot of complex instructions, or it'll be just information scattered all over the place. Also, it could be hard if you want to look for local events in your city, or if you want to report an incident like a broken traffic light, or some equipment's not working. So that is why I created City GPT. City GPT is a virtual assistant that can make government functions easier. And so City GPT uses generated AI and city data to provide quick and correct answers regarding city services. City GPT can help in many ways, such as providing transit schedules, tax deadlines, permits, and trash pickup times. So this is a screenshot of a mock conversation I designed using HTML and CSS. So in the chat, someone's saying hello Stage GPT, and Stage GPT responds by saying how may I assist you. So for example, someone would ask for information about weekly events, and Stage GPT will respond by taking information from a database and presenting it to the user. Also, if someone wants to pay for a water bill, the chatbot will just send you a link to the city service portal, and it will suggest they can just log in and select water utilities. And the final thing is that if you ever want to report an issue, City GPT would ask for your information, like the nearest address or interface for why it's broken. So these are some examples where it can be very useful for the average everyday citizen. So how do we build this program? So we use HTML to create the website structure like testimonial. I also use CSS for website styling. JavaScript will be used to integrate the front end and back end together. And Python was used for create the back end server and to implement the chat. I also use Fast API to chat give our responses, and I also use a bootstrapping as a building block for the website structure. When you're in trouble, you can count on City GPT. And now I will show you a little demo of the website. So we can just skip our little presentation, and now I can show you the backend demo. So as you can see right now, I am just showing you the Python code I use to connect to the server. And this is also a test of how the chatbot would work. So how you would say you would type in a string, and for now we'll just return a string, but in the future, I will plan to integrate real responses using generated AI and the Fast API. Now we'll show you the front end. So this is just the overview of the code for HTML. Sorry for slacking. And this is also CSS code. And also this is the website design, just a mock conversation, but we hope to use responses later on. And that was the presentation, and I hope you would show interest in this program. Thank you for taking the time to watch this.
Round of applause, everybody. Thank you so much. Do we have any questions so far? Yes. One question.
Question from chat. Where are you grabbing the city data from? Are you scraping the city government sites or other resources?
So what I would do is I would just try to research many government websites, probably create a data set for each local website and probably scrape the data from there.
Okay, thank you. And anyone else? Going thrice, going twice, going once. All right.
That'll be all. Thank you so much, Francesca, for helping us out and presenting your presentation.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, now I'm just gonna give you a little quick of a surprise because this whole time while we're doing the whole presentation, we have Curtis, the CEO of Hextronics, has been hacking us all along this whole time and is a special guest. Everyone, round of applause.
All right, everybody, happy hacking. Yes, I have also been hacking as well. Just a little thing to have some fun. Nothing as complicated as what you all have been working on to go fix all of our cities, but just something that I thought was pretty fun. Let me just go here, and you know the magic of tiny URL. Let's see. Is that you can just pop into any computer and start. You can just, like I just put tiny URL and then I made it a little Google Meet link so that I can share my screen. Let me get let in here. And then I actually made an app. Let's see. Y'all should be able to see my phone screen. Second. Yep, there you go. So this is my home screen. I made an app. It's called Hexsteps. Okay, you can go and you can go onto the internet right now. If you go to hexsteps.com, you'll be able to go to this app that we vibe coded. Me and my team, they're not here today. They were up too late last night doing things. So basically it is an app that will sync music to your desired pace when running. I like running sometimes. It helps me like deal with like my stress from everything. And so I thought it would be a good idea to be able to meet my pace with like the beat of the music that I typically listen to. So right now it has a target beats per minute. And so that's kind of like the beat that you will run to. But you can configure this to kind of the pace you wanna run at. So let's say I'm trying to hit a 7.5 minute mile pace, and then I don't know my stride length because like when you're running, you need to know like the length between your steps, and typically that's calculated just a function of your height. So I'm 6'1" on a good day, so I'll put 73 inches in, and it calculated my stride length. So 6.69 feet. I'll save that. So now I need to hit 105 BPM or like beats per minute in my music. So like when you're listening to a song, it should be bumping with the beat that you're running to. And so right here, kind of this is the metrics of your pace. And then you can link your music. Right here, I've got a sample beat. It's going to be... if I turn my music up, you'll hear my audio, but it plays a sample beat right now if you go to hexsteps.com. And then you can also connect your Spotify account. But the cool thing here is that you essentially can just from this app get the IMU data from your phone. So right here, this is the IMU data. You can see the accelerator and then also your GPS. So that's how the pace feedback goes into the system to then calculate like the beat that you're running to and show if you match that beat. So right now I'm going to start my session. So now I'm running and you can basically see that tracks up with my pace, my beats per minute, and then it also counts my footsteps in real time. You can see the color on the side that basically is counting my steps. And then when it's blue, I'm going above my BPM. And when it turns green, I'm basically in a Goldilocks zone. And when I'm yellow, it's a little bit like I'm running too slow. So that's the app that we made. And you can also connect your heart rate monitor if you're on our Pro version. So you just have to subscribe to our Pro version, and then you can link your heart rate monitor like your Apple Watch that you might have. But yeah, so if you want to subscribe to our Pro version, then you can link your heart rate, and your beats per minute will help you run faster or at your desired pace. So yeah, that's hexsteps.com. You can download it today. And you should really subscribe to our Pro version, because then you can link your Spotify account as well. And so then it'll change the pace of the Spotify. Thank you. Okay, I don't know if anybody has any questions, but that was fun. Thanks.
Okay, Meta. Record. Okay, and that concludes everything. Thank you so much for any presentations. If you got any questions, you can find the people who were here presenting. You can go out to them, ask them questions. If anything else, you come to a staff member, you have any further questions. And we have one more. Make it fast. I'm running out of jokes here, man. I can't keep this up. But yeah, so far, how everyone enjoying this though? I'm good, having fun, interested, no one's asleep, right? Okay, good, because I'm not a Sharpie. I'm gonna run on you. But anyways, okay, so everyone knows Peter Pan, right? I don't know the story, who he is, right? So, are you okay? No one got excited. Okay, so, so Peter Pan, right? So why is Peter Pan always flying? There it is. He knows it because he never lands, but that's the name of the place. So Neverland, right? Damn. All right. I can't do that. Oh, we have one. Yeah, gotcha.
What's your project? The one with Cam and. Oh, okay. Wait, how do you say it?
I already have the winners. I used to need there, yes. This is happening.
Oh, I got you. Nah. I saw this man hair down out of nowhere. I was like, where the hell did nigga go? Really? This is hell. How do I hear myself? Last one is this. I'm on the stream.
Screen sharing. Yeah. No, what? Oh, we did that. You ready?
Yeah, I see. We talked with yes.
Yeah, take it out. You have my context. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more presentation. For the judges, make sure you get your refresh and check on your list because we have one more presentation to go for AI Bodyguard. So take it away.
Hello everyone, my name is Khalid. So and today I'm gonna present to you AI Bodyguard. I know for all of us here, even once we have been scammed or we receive a text message that tell us to do something, but we know that's not right. So today, what we're gonna do is like I built an AI application that's gonna allow people to, first of all, if you're gonna use online, like online dating, or if you're looking for jobs, if you're a student looking for opportunities, you want something to be real, secure, and safe. So I built an AI that's gonna, first of all, scan profile to know if that person is real or if it's scam. The second thing we're gonna do is like we're gonna do chat protection, which is gonna allow you if you are texting to someone and that person is asking you like a credit card number, like a address, anything that can be personal. So also we're gonna help you to determine if that person is scam or if it's a real person. Third one, we do like safe meet up. Like if you just suppose that you meet someone online and you wanna meet with that person, but you don't know for sure if that person is a good person or a bad person. So what we're gonna do when you're gonna meet with that person, the AI is gonna be with you. It will accompany you, and then when you get there, if something bad is happening to you, you can tell the AI, like you can just tell the AI that I am not safe, and then the AI will send a notification to your closest friend, and also it can send a notification to the local authorities, like the police department. And also we got a scam call, like if someone is calling you, but the scam, like email, SMS detector, and also we even got more, like we even planning to do like if someone we even want to do like a public portal. If someone has been scammed before, it can report the scam in our portal. We're gonna use that data to prevent future scam and also to train our AI. I'm gonna be very quick, so that was I'll show you. Okay, so that's it right there. Okay, that's the planting. Let me just put something like that's where we're gonna report the scam. If you wanna scan the profile, just put that I try that one by example, and then here we see that it's sorry. Okay, so here we see like when I put my information right there, and I put a random LinkedIn account. So now it's gonna check to see if that account is a good account or if it's a fake account. Also, you can report scam. Like if you have been scammed before, you can report that scam to our portal. So that we can prevent future scam and also we can train our AI to build a detection. That's my project. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Wow. questions? No questions? All right. One. Yeah, you can just ask at this point.
So do you plan to use this to intercept your phone calls and your messages?
Yeah, I mean, what we're gonna do is like we're gonna, if you want to, it depends on the person, you're gonna allow the AI to record the call and to try to find out if that's a scam or that's not a scam. It's not about the person.
Okay, so how there will be obviously some security concerns, like this can be recording your data and sending somewhere else. So how do you address these security concerns?
Yeah, I mean, how do you address that? It depends on that person. If you want it to be only for text messages, we can give it like that. Or if you want it to be for call and more, we can do it as well.
So there's already a feature on Google by users. There's a screen call option. There's screen call. How do you think? I don't know if you're aware of that one, but if you know, how do you think that would be a different from that kind of call screen?
Yeah, I mean, for ours, it's not be like we not just only can call. We do. I mean, text messages, online dating. We do also like marketplace, English, and everything. And the point also is we store that data so that we can use it for future AI future scam prevention. So I don't know all Google use is data, but for ours, we're gonna use it not only for you, but also to prevent future scams.
All right. Thank you so much. Any more questions? Got one? Perfect.
Is there a form of validity check that reporting a scam? So, what if someone uses an alternate approach, creates a new account, new identity? Is there a form of a validity check that is the same person or not?
Or I mean, if someone double check something, I mean, the point is for now, I'm using Gemini to scan it. But the point is, we're gonna, if someone creates a new account, we're gonna look up to him, like if he got a profile, if we got followers, by example, if he got a bunch of tons of followers, but if he's following a lot of people, but nobody following back. So also we're gonna look at his behavior on the internet to know if that person is a good account or a bad account. You're welcome.
Okay, round of applause, round of applause. Amazing presentations. Thank you everyone for showing up. Right now we're gonna take a 10-minute break so that way y'all can get something to eat, something to snack, and then let's come back so that way we can announce the winners. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. You have been awesome.
If you checked out MLH hardware, this is a good time to return that. And if you need an iDemo sticker, come grab one. It's only for this event. It's never printed again. All right.